Strength is not something granted by peace or hope. It is carved through conflict, refined by resistance, and proven only when the world stands against you with everything it has. I have seen enough to understand that those who speak of dreams built on harmony are the same who collapse the moment reality presses its weight against them. True strength is born when you accept that the world is not something that will ever align with your desires. It will break them, repeatedly, until only those with enough will remain standing. I do not seek validation from those who have never been tested, nor do I value power that exists only in words. I value what remains after everything has been taken away, after pride, after allies, after the illusion of safety. What is left is the truth of the self, and from that truth strength is shaped, not given, not inherited, but forced into existence through struggle. And when I speak of getting stronger, I do not mean improvement in the gentle sense others imagine. I mean dominance over limitation itself. I mean the refusal to accept a world that defines your ceiling. I mean pushing until the concept of being stopped becomes irrelevant. Hashirama once believed in the bonds between people, but bonds are fragile things when tested by the weight of reality. And I chose a different path. One where strength is the only constant, the only law that does not bend. And those who understand this will no longer ask for peace. They will create order through power alone, because only strength is honest in a world built on deception. You speak of wanting strength, yet most who say it still cling to the idea that it should come with comfort, that it should not demand the abandonment of what they call humanity. But strength has never cared about such attachments. It consumes them, it tests them, and it discards whatever cannot endure its weight. I have walked through eras where entire nations believed they were safe, simply because they agreed to be. And I have watched those same nations crumble the moment true pressure arrived. Not because they lacked effort, but because they misunderstood what effort is meant to achieve. Getting stronger is not a process of addition, it is a process of refinement through destruction. You remove what is weak, you confront what refuses to bend, and you accept that the world will never reward hesitation, only certainty. And certainty comes from absolute conviction in one's own power. I do not say this as philosophy, I say it as fact written into every battlefield I have ever crossed. The Uchiha name itself is not remembered because of peace. It is remembered because of what remained after peace failed.
People love to talk about limits like there's something real. Like there's a line somewhere drawn in the world saying, this far is enough. But I've never seen one that meant anything. Not in the jujutsu world, not in anything worth paying attention to. Because the moment you accept a limit is the moment you start moving like you're already finished. And that's boring, honestly. Completely boring. I got stronger because I refused to treat anything as fixed. Techniques, curses, even the idea of talent itself. All of it bends if you're actually willing to push hard enough. And the funny part is, most people aren't even being held back by their enemies. They're held back by their own assumptions about what they're allowed to become. I don't really care about effort in the sentimental way people like to talk about it. I care about results, about what actually changes when pressure is applied. And when I say get stronger, I don't mean slowly improving like it's some polite process. I mean, break the structure of what you thought you were capable of. Rebuild it, then do it again. Faster, cleaner, sharper. Because in my world, hesitation gets you killed. And hesitation usually comes from people who haven't pushed far enough to understand how small their limits actually are. So if there's anything I want the next generation to understand, it's this. Don't aim to be enough. Aim to be untouchable. And once you get there, don't stop. Because the ceiling you think exists right now is already lower than what you're capable of. People keep acting like strength is something sacred. Like you're supposed to suffer quietly for it and accept whatever ceiling gets put above your head. But I've never really bought into that way of thinking. Because every time someone says, "This is the limit," it usually just means they stopped looking for a way past it. And I don't have that habit. I don't settle for what's already mapped out. I push until the system itself starts showing cracks. And that's where real growth happens. Not in obedience to rules, but in forcing those rules to reveal what they can't handle. That's why I never worry too much when things get dangerous or complicated. Because difficulty is just another word for unknown potential waiting to be exposed. And most people never reach that point because they decide early that something is out of their reach, which is honestly the fastest way to make it true. Getting stronger isn't about slowly polishing what you already are. It's about breaking the shape you were given and rebuilding it into something that doesn't fit inside expectations anymore. Something that makes the old definitions of strong feel outdated just by existing. And yeah, people will call it arrogance. They always do when someone moves without asking for permission. But arrogance is just what it looks like from the outside when someone refuses to stay average.
I used to think strength was something you were born with, something decided the moment you step into a gate or pick up a weapon. But the truth is far less comfortable than that. It's just repetition. It's showing up again after you've already failed once, after your body has been pushed past what it should handle, after your mind has already accepted the idea that you might not make it back, and still choosing to move forward anyway, because there is no other path left. Not for someone like me. Not for someone who started at the very bottom, where even hope feels like a luxury. I remember clearly what it was like when every fight felt like the last one, when survival itself felt like a mistake I somehow kept repeating. And I remember the exact moment I stopped expecting anything from the world. No mercy, no fairness, no second chances handed down from above. I stopped looking for reasons and started focusing only on one thing: getting stronger in a way that would not depend on luck or timing or anyone else stepping in. You know what weakness does? It takes everything from you. It takes your choices, your confidence, your ability to protect the people standing behind you. It forces you to watch while someone else decides the outcome of your life. I've lived that reality. I've stood in front of enemies knowing I wasn't strong enough. I've felt that frustration, that anger, that helplessness. That's why I don't care about talent. I don't care about excuses. I don't care how unfair the situation is. If you're weak, get stronger. If you fail, get back up. If the path ahead looks impossible, walk it anyway. The world won't slow down for you. Your enemies won't wait for you. Every second you spend doubting yourself, someone else is moving forward. So move. Push harder. Keep going until the person you are today can't keep up with the person you're becoming. And when your limits tell you to stop, when your body tells you you've done enough, when that voice in your head starts looking for a way out, ignore it, break through it, destroy it, because strength isn't given to
to those who wait. It's taken by those who refuse to stay weak. So when the moment finally comes, and the obstacle in front of you looks bigger than anything you've ever faced, and every part of you is telling you to stop, remember that your limits were never meant to be obeyed. They were meant to be broken. Keep moving forward. Keep growing stronger. And one day, you'll look back at the things that once terrified you and realize they were nothing more than the first steps of your journey. The world doesn't decide how far you go. Your enemies don't decide how far you go. You do. So keep pushing until weakness becomes a memory. And don't stop until there's nothing left standing above you.
I never cared much for speeches or ideals. Strength is simple in my world. You either have it or you don't. And if you don't, you learn fast or you don't last long. People like to complicate it, talk about growth and destiny and all that noise. But when you're standing in front of something that wants you dead, none of that matters. What matters is whether your body can move faster, hit harder, survive longer than the other guy. I didn't come from anything special. No technique worth mentioning, no family legacy worth respecting. Just a body I learned how to use properly, and a habit of not hesitating when it counts. Getting stronger isn't about becoming someone else. It's about stripping away everything unnecessary until what's left is sharp enough to cut through whatever stands in front of you. You don't need inspiration. You don't need a reason that sounds good when you say it out loud. You just need to keep improving what actually keeps you alive. Timing, awareness, execution, and the willingness to go through with things others flinch at. That's it. And if someone tells you there's more to it, they're probably not the ones who've had to survive in the first place. And here's the part nobody wants to hear. The world doesn't care how much potential you have. It doesn't care how talented you could have been, how hard your childhood was, how many disadvantages you started with, or how badly you want something. None of that matters when reality finally puts pressure on you. What matters is what you've built, what you've trained, what you've sharpened. Most people spend their lives convincing themselves they're stronger than they really are, because they've never been forced to find out the truth. Then one day reality hits them in the face, and suddenly all those excuses, all that confidence, all those nice little stories they told themselves disappear. What's left is who they actually are. That's why I never respected talk. Talk is cheap. Ambition is cheap. Promises are cheap. Anybody can say they're going to become stronger. Anybody can say they'll do whatever it takes. The difference appears when the work starts becoming ugly, when progress slows down, when your body is exhausted, when nobody is watching, when there isn't any reward waiting for you at the end of the day, except the knowledge that you're slightly better than you were yesterday. That's where most people stop. That's where you keep going. Keep improving. Because at the end of the day, reality only respects results, nothing else.